good to go. We got a couple more people on Facebook, so let's rock and roll. Like I said, thank you very much for taking some time out of your day to hang out and see what we're doing, what we're up to. My name is Aja Atwood.
I'm Dre.
This is Dre, my co-founder, and we have developed the world's first automated plant training system. So what does that mean? Why would you need an automated plant training system? Well, we're trying to come up with a solution for those people that are using indoor farming. You may be growing in your basement, you might be growing in a freight container or a container farm, or you might even be just growing using vertical farming techniques, which means multiple levels, multiple racks. And you're up against it, you don't have enough height in your space. So what we're doing is we're developing a solution that will automatically train a tall plant to grow in a small, shorter space. So you don't have to worry about your basement height, and you don't have to worry about trying to stack mount multiple levels. And you can now grow a wider variety of things. You're not just stuck to short microgreens, short cannabis strains. We're expanding what it is that you'll be able to grow within your space. So that's what we're about. Why we're doing it, we want to accelerate the growth of indoor farming. We believe in it. We want it to be sustainable. We want it to be efficient. And we also, most importantly, want to make sure that no matter what you grow or why you're growing, if you're growing for revenue or you're just growing for fun or you're growing for medicinal marijuana purposes to be a caregiver, to gift it out to people, we want to make sure that our type of technology is accessible to everybody. So that's part of our mission as well. If you're new to us, you might not know that we started our Indiegogo campaign. We are right now in the middle of Indiegogo campaign. We're half of the way there. It's a 40-day long campaign. We're 20 days in. We've got 20 days left. And we're at about 40% of our first goal. So we're thrilled. We're grateful. Thank you to all of you that have already reached out, supported, and shown us some love. We greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
And we've got more work to do. If you haven't had the chance to go to our Indiegogo campaign, I'm going to ask that you do. Not just so that you can contribute. I mean, we would love for you to contribute, obviously, but not just so that you can contribute. We also want you to go to the campaign because there's a lot of information there. There's a lot of information about the product, about the features, about the benefit, how big it is, how much it weighs. All of those type of questions that you might already have can be answered there. So I beg you to go to our Indiegogo campaign page. And to do that, you can go to our website, Trella, T-R-E, Dre can turn around and show it. He's got it on his shirt. There he is. Well, it's kind of backwards, but Trella.io. It's coming out backwards on Instagram, but okay on Facebook.
Sorry, guys.
So if you go to Trella.io, and it'll ask you if you want to go to our Indiegogo campaign to contribute, say yes, click contribute on that button, and it will take you directly to our Indiegogo campaign. Once you're there, you can see our video, but underneath of the video, there's a button that says read the story. Click on read the story. In read the story, it will provide a lot more of that background information that you might be looking for about what we're up to. So take some time and check out our Indiegogo campaign to learn a lot more about what we're trying to do. Moving forward, like I said, we're going to open this up to some Q&A. We already had several questions that have come in from some of our followers, so we'll definitely take care of those. And if there are additional questions that come in, we'll do our best to try to capture those and answer as many as we possibly can. There's probably, we're only going to do this for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then we're going to do another session on Thursday. When we do our session on Thursday, we're actually going to try to do it in the Grow Lab, where you'll be able to see the prototype, and we can talk a little bit more about that. So throughout the duration of our Indiegogo campaign, we're going to do a few of these Facebook Live videos, and we're also going to record them and put them on our YouTube channel as well, so you can come back to them if you need to. So we're going to do this some more. But after that, after the campaign is over, we're probably going to stop doing videos like this unless we're doing them for our Trella design team. And that's an additional thing that we're doing. So I'm going to let Dre talk about why we decided to create the Trella design team, what it is, and how you can be a part of it.
Hey, guys. So, design team. So the big goal behind the design team is so we don't work in a vacuum. All of your feedback is really important to us in developing this product because you're the ones who will be using it. It's not just us. So, the things that we'll be covering in design team, the feedback that I'll be looking for is things like the interface approach. How do we interact with this thing? Will we be interacting at the machine itself through like some sort of like little LCD display or something like that, or just buttons? Will we be logging into a website or something like that, like a little web portal, so you can access it from your computer, from your iPad, from your tablet, whatever, from your phone, or do we have an app? You know, do we put an app on a tablet or a phone or something like that to interact with it? Or is it some combination of all those things? Or, you know, so that's the type of thing that we'll be looking for, the type of feedback we'll be looking for from the design team. And then from the other side of it, what else do we test? What else do we grow? You know, we have some thoughts on some plants that we can grow. Obviously, the cannabis plant is one of our first focuses. But there's going to be fruits and vegetables that we can grow in this thing. And those are really, really exciting. I mean, because really that opens it up to everyone, not just cannabis farmers, but it opens it up to everyone, and it really will start to help serve the food deserts, like, you know, in cities and things. And we believe that this is the next level for the freight farming containers. So it won't just be leafy greens and herbs and things like that we'll be able to get out of these container farms. We'll be able to get, I don't know, I mean, a lot. There'll be a lot of other things that we can get, and we'll be looking to you guys to make suggestions, first of all, and hopefully looking to you guys to give us some data. When you're testing the product. So that's kind of a quick summary on the design team. If you guys have any other questions about that, please reach out to us and ask us, and hopefully become a part of the design team on the Indiegogo campaign. Yeah. So I'm really excited to work with all you guys on getting this thing out there and like improving it, and it's just going to be awesome. It's really going to be totally like really awesome. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we've got a few more people that came in. Hello, beautiful. How you doing? And we also have Green Matesco, I believe. Awesome. So as Dre was talking about the design team, you know, there's definitely some perks to being a part of the design team. Not only do you get behind the scenes information and you're part of the build, part of the input, but you're also going to be you're also going to be able to get discounts on our first batch of production units. So if you go onto our Indiegogo campaign and you look at our perks, our featured perk is the Trella Design Team. And we have a limited edition available where if you sign up for that, you're going to get 15% off of the first production unit, and you're also going to reserve your spot for that first batch of units that come out. So we're only going to be able to do a certain amount of units when we first come into production. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew, but we want to make sure that we're able to provide a good amount of units to people. So lock yours in now. That's only going to be available at a discounted price for the next 48 hours. So by noon on Wednesday, we're going to remove that, and it'll go back to the old discount. The old discount was just 10%. The new discount is 15%. So that's up to like a $750 value. So check that out. And if you want to be, if you're a grower and you want to be a part of this, if you're into tech, into open sourcing, into building hardware, you're going to want to be a part of this too. So we're trying to build a community where we have growers and techies working together to design the best creative innovation possible. So we hope that you can become a part of that. All right, that's enough of us yammering. We have a few questions that already came in, but do we have any new questions from anybody that's listening now?
And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm reading the questions as we're going, so that's why you keep on seeing me look down.
We've got two computers. We've got one on Instagram, so we're doing our best. We'll get smooth at this eventually.
Okay.
Nice.
Tuning in. Okay.
All right. So just to get this rolling, we had some questions come in, and one of the questions that came in was, what types of soil can you use with our device? And I thought this was an interesting question because our device is soilless. It doesn't dictate what type of grow media you can use. Basically, our design was created to be used by any grower, so you don't have to change what you do. You don't have to change your grow media. If you like soil, you can use soil. If you want to use hydroponics, you can use hydroponics. If you want to use aeroponics or aquaponics, you can do that too. Our device is designed just to kind of supplement what it is that you already do. So it doesn't include the grow media, and it doesn't include the lights. So again, if you like to use HPS or CMH or LED lights, you can still do that. It's light independent. You can stick to the lights you like. You can stick to the grow media you like and the nutrients you like. We don't dictate that. So that answers one question. What types of soil? Any type of soil that you want to use, because it's completely up to you. What else do we have coming in?
Nothing.
Thank you. Any other questions or... All right, moving on to another question that we had that came in. One of them was, what's the effect on veg time? So for those of you that are not cannabis growers, cannabis typically grows in two stages. It's the vegetative stage when it's just growing tall, and then it's the flowering stage where it starts to bloom and you get all of your buds and your yield. So the vegetative time is extremely, you want it to be as short as possible so that you can have as many harvests as possible. So it's important to have a very short veg time, as short as possible. The good thing about our design is that it doesn't negatively impact veg time. Actually what it does is it positively impacts it. When you're training your plants, when you're training a cannabis plant, a tomato plant, no matter what type of plant you're doing, typically you're trying to train it so that it doesn't grow out of control. You want it to have a nice even canopy. So when those lights come down from overhead and they're sprinkling down on the cannabis, you want every possible bud that can get that light to get that light. So you want a nice even canopy. So some people, what they do is they'll cut their plant and train their plant in different ways to make sure that they get that nice even canopy. But whenever you cut or trim a plant, you stress it. It's shocked, it's surprised. You slow down, and what happens is you actually slow down its growth. So it takes a couple of days, depending on how severe your trimming was. It could take up to a week for your plant to start growing again. So some of the existing methods, which I've used and they work great. Manual plant training is an awesome way to increase your yield, but they do stress your plants to some extent, causing your veg time to go longer, which means you have less harvest. So what our device does is, because it's low stress, almost to the point of no stress, we're not trimming, we're not pruning. It's a very gentle process that our device uses. You don't get that plant stress and you don't get that shock, so you don't lose time during vegetation. So we actually are improving grow time versus shocking the plant. Another question?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Ganja George, great question.
The basic size in order to match area required, and also side lighting has been tested. Yeah. Awesome question.
It's a good question.
So the basic sizes, if you go to our Indiegogo campaign, you'll see that we have 3 different models available right now. But here's the thing. We're open to suggestions on different sizes, or even having custom sizes as well. So if you're part of that Trella design team that we were talking about, that's where we're going to come out to. We're going to come out to the people that are part of that team and say, guys, what size would you like? Maybe we haven't thought about the correct size for you. So we're going to be looking for some input on that. Right now, the sizes are 4 feet in length, 6 feet in length, and 8 feet in length. But we can modify that if give us some input, give us some feedback on that.
And one of the things that we're focused on, because we know that the length will be, the length and width, those will be 2 things that can change, that people might want longer, shorter, whatever. So because of those things, we're designing this thing so it's really scalable. We can make it longer easily, we can make it wider easily. Those are just 2. That's one of the biggest things that we've been focused on while we've been making this, while we've been designing it.
Right. Yeah, that's right, Ganja George. Yeah, we want it to be customizable. We don't want it to be a disruption to your existing setup. We don't want you to have to change the way it is that you grow. We want this to be something that will easily fit in to what it is that you're already doing. Look, I've only been growing for about 3 to 5 years, and we're getting great increases in yield in our lab. We want to put this in the hands of some of you guys that are experienced growers, and we know that you have your method down, you have certain lights you like to use, you have certain nutrients you like to use. We don't want to dictate that. We want you to be free to use your existing method. So let us know what it is that you need, and we'll do our best to make it happen if we can.
The side lighting question, kind of interesting because we sort of automatically do that because we grow the plant horizontally. So we have a nice illustration that you sent me yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna have some more infographics and some more videos that will explain more about how the plant grows within that confined space. Some of the feedback that we've received from some people already is what's going on in there. Like a lot of the videos and the things that we show, you see the top of the plant, but you don't necessarily have a chance yet to see what's going on under the plant. So we're working on that. We're going to give you some infographics and some videos so that you can actually see what it is that the plant's actually doing within that horizontal growth space. But yes, we will get to that. And Dre, you were saying, or do you want to talk about the side branches, or do you want me to handle that?
Go ahead and talk about it. I'm reading through the questions
Okay,
here. They're really
cool.
awesome.
So when it comes to horizontal plant training, when you're growing the plant in a horizontal direction, and believe me, this isn't anything new. This isn't a new invention of actually training a plant to grow horizontal. This has been around for millennia. It's part of an old farming technique. The only difference is that we're doing it automatically and we're doing it without stressing the plant. But when you lay your plant horizontal, that main stem will go, from left to right, which means every side branch that naturally grows off of that main stem will have the chance to grow upwards towards the light. So you're going to get all these side branches coming up, going towards the light. And what happens is they do so evenly because they're all able to get the same amount of light. If you've got a nice even light system up above, you're going to get a nice even uniform plant canopy because you've laid the plant sideways and allowed all of those side branches to come up. We don't trim the side branches. We don't prune them. We do some defoliating. I take some of the leaves out, the ones that kind of get, over time during the normal natural cycle of a plant's life, you'll have to remove some of the dead leaves in there. But that's all we do. I'm not trimming. I'm not pruning. I'm just letting that thing do its thing. I'm letting nature take hold. And we're getting some really good results that way. Another question?
So let's go through this.
Let's see.
Start there.
Aquaponics. Shared root zone tech. Awesome. Yeah, so someone just made a comment that some people, what they do now is they'll grow their marijuana plants vertical now, and then they'll lay them sideways. That's another technique that people have done in the past. Again, what we're doing is we're just doing it from the very beginning and doing it automatically, so you don't have to know the proper time to do it. Or when you turn it sideways, you can't just lay it on the ground. You need to have some sort of protective barrier there to make sure that the plant doesn't get contaminated with pests and mold and all other types of things. So our system also kind of holds the plant in a contained environment. And then we have a series of fans that blow on that plant as well. So if you've seen any of our videos, if you've seen any of our animated videos, you might see something going back and forth very quickly. Those are fans. That's all those are. They're not chopping, trimming, pruning. It's just fans making sure that you get nice, even airflow within that volume.
And when you come back on Thursday to watch us again, you'll get to see that.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the lab on Thursday, so you'll be able to see the whole product with the plant inside, and you'll see how all the colas are growing right up, and we have the nice lighting on the side branches there. Okay.
Nice. So yeah, someone just brought up a topic of things that grow in a vine-like pattern versus your regular typical apex growth, things that are growing in different directions all at once. We're going to be really excited to try those type of plants. If you could actually drop us a DM, who is that? Benway, if you can drop us a DM and let me know specifically what type of genetics it is that you're finding that do that. We would love to try to get our hands on some of those and put them into our beta units and see how it works, see if it works out well. So drop us a message if you can.
Very cool, Ganja George.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, raised frames. Yeah. Any other questions?
I don't think. Are we getting any on Facebook?
Let's check on Facebook here.
I couldn't.
Good morning, Eric Diamond. Hey, Kara.
That's my brother-in-law.
Awesome. We have some people here. A few comments.
Very cool. Raised beds. Yeah.
Nice. Another question that came in previous to this was the type of plants that we've tested and the results that we've had so far. Like Dre might have mentioned, we've done mostly cannabis plants up to this point.
One of our early prototypes, we did hops.
Yeah, we did try hops. And we're gonna try it again.
We're gonna try it again.
We're gonna try it again with our new design.
That was pretty cool. That the results from that really that was one of the things that we realized. Yeah, the design that was when we were doing a swirl type grow pattern,
right? Like our logo.
Yeah, like our logo, and we realized that that does work, but might work great for this because of the room. But for cannabis, we definitely needed more room, so we went to the long, the straight line. Yeah.
Hi, Cynthia Bennett. Thanks for joining.
Cindy.
Nice.
All right.
So we've done mostly cannabis. We've done about 4 different grow trials. We've done 4 different grow trials, and the first 2 were kind of done more with a manual method. We were just trying to prove our concept. We did sour diesel twice, and then we also did Master Kush. And right now we are using Nepalese Jamaican strain, which is a landrace strain. So it's a pretty wide variety because the sour diesel is your like typical sativa. Master Kush is more known to be an indica, but it's very stretchy. So we wanted to try an indica that was very stretchy, and we had good results with that. And then now we're trying a landrace sativa strain. So that landrace sativa strain is doing really well. If you follow us on Instagram or if you follow us on Facebook, any of the videos or pictures that you've seen have been of that Nepalese Jamaican plant. We don't post any pictures that aren't of plants that have been grown with trella. So any of the pictures that you see on any of our sites will be our plant, with the exception of our website. We may have some canned, royalty-free pictures there. Any other questions? We got some comments coming in and jokes.
Okay. No more questions.
All right, no more questions. So again, thank you very much, everyone. We're going to do this again on Thursday. What we're going to try to do at that point is to be within our grow lab. We're going to be in our grow space on Thursday. The exact timing we will announce. We don't know that yet. You'll be able to actually see the prototype in the background on that one. We're also going to try to figure out a way that we can kind of consolidate this so that we don't have 2 different systems going at the same time. We'll try that.
Actually, if you guys can suggest stuff, so our options are Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. So any of those. If you guys have a preference, which platform you want us to be on, let us know, because having 3 different ones going is kind of crazy.
It's a kind of crazy scenario. But yeah, we're going to do this again, and please check out our Indiegogo campaign if you have questions. There's lots of project specifications, frequently asked questions, all that stuff is there in our campaign. To get to that, you're going to want to go to trella.io, Trella, TRELLA.io, and when you go there, it will ask you if you want to go straight to the website or contribute to our campaign. Click contribute to the campaign, and it will take you straight to our Indiegogo campaign. Check that out. Our shirts are there. We're halfway there. We need more support. We need some momentum. So please
tell your friends.
Tell your friends about what we're up to, about the mission, about what we're trying to do. We're trying to accelerate the growth of indoor farming, and we're trying to make sure that we leave no one behind. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Peace. Take care.
See ya.